Good morning to you, Stephen and Anne. And as you say, this was such a significant place to Her Majesty. It was her chosen home for the past 2.5 years of her life. It was, in fact, her final home before she left from here to go to Balmoral in July. She was expected back here in October, but she never did come back home to Windsor Castle from Balmoral. But the people here in Windsor really do consider her as a neighbour and a resident, and perhaps that's why we're seeing the outpouring of grief that we're seeing here in Windsor Castle. And you might be able to make out behind me, they're just clearing the railings here, the hundreds of bouquets of flowers, of wreaths, of flags that have been placed up against Windsor Castle gates here. This is the state entrance to Windsor Castle. There's a sign in the corner over there, I'm not sure if you can make it out, but it's explaining that 80% of the bouquets that were left here yesterday have been moved inside the grounds to St George's Chapel, and all of the cards and letters and notes from people have been preserved, and they are going to be given to the royal family for them to read. And I was speaking to castle staff this morning who said they had to move 80% of them because they are expecting thousands of people to come here today to pay their respects because of how significant this castle was to Her Majesty, and they needed to create space. So we are going to expect a real outpouring of grief here at Windsor Castle today. I wanted to bring in at this point Wendy and Jill, who are sisters and royalists, and they live nearby, and they've come to pay their respects, as so many have here, so early in the morning. Wendy and Jill, thank you so much for joining us. Why did you want to come and pay your respects today?
Well, just because she was a wonderful lady and just amazing person.
So much to sort of thank her for, really.
And you two both live really locally, and you've spent a lot of time on the Windsor estate, so this is a very emotional place for you, and it holds many memories for you both.
It does. When we were children, we had an uncle that was a police officer in the grounds of Windsor Castle, and we used to come and stay for periods in the summer holidays. So we were really small then, and we used to see the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh walking in the park. So it's, a familiar sight to you. So how did you feel once you heard this news about the passing of Her Majesty? Couldn't believe it. Just so such a shock. Such a shock.
Yeah, very, very sad.
What are your memories of her? Why do you think this feels so personal to people? I can see how emotional you are. It feels like losing a family member to so many people.
It does. And we've never known anyone else. And she's always been there. And we know nobody can go on forever, but it's like she would. And it's just such a shock.
What made her so special, do you think?
Just the person she was. She was an incredible lady, absolutely incredible. Yeah.
What did you think about King Charles III? We have to get used to that, don't we? King Charles III, his speech yesterday. What did you make of that? How did it go down?
Oh, it's just amazing. Yeah, so lovely.
Yeah, very moving. Yeah, very moving. Because, he's grieving, and it's just amazing.
I think he'll be a wonderful king.
Do you? Do you feel as though the monarchy is in safe hands?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, without a doubt.
Well, it's wonderful to speak to you both. Thank you so much for speaking to me. I can see how emotional you are and how many memories this place holds for you. So thank you so much for speaking to us this morning. Well, Stephen and Anne, the new residents of Windsor Estate are indeed our new Prince and Princess of Wales, William and Catherine. They moved into Adelaide Cottage just a few weeks ago, and I was stood outside Windsor Castle on Thursday in the morning, and I was reporting about their children going to school just 10 minutes away. And now we know that this dreadful news has obviously happened, and they are here in Windsor. We are expecting to see William, our new Prince of Wales, leaving the Windsor Estate at some point today, and of course I will bring that to you here on GB when that happens. He is part of the Accession Council, so he will be making his way into London today from the Windsor Estate. We did see Catherine yesterday, our new Princess of Wales. She was driving around the Windsor Estate going to collect her children from school, we believe. She was wearing dark sunglasses. She did look very forlorn, certainly grieving her very dear relation. So it's going to be really difficult for this family. I think it is worth bearing in mind that, of course, this is a nation grieving, but at the very centre of this is a family, and a family that still have to get on with acts of service and acts of duty.